Good morning. Our class is after a long break. I think last 2 weeks we didn't met because of exams. And I hope you have done your exams well. And last class we have stopped at our galaxy, Milky Way. Milky Way is the galaxy in which our solar system is included. And it is not a huge galaxy. It is not a small galaxy. It is a medium-sized galaxy. Among other galaxies, it is a medium-sized galaxy. And there are 100 billion stars. Almost 100 billion stars are there. Just like Sun, there are 100 billion stars inside the Milky Way galaxy. And as we have already mentioned, Milky Way is a spiral galaxy. It is having a shape nearly that of a convex lens. It is similar to the shape of a convex lens, that is, central part is bulged and outer part is thin, and the central part is bulged and just like a convex lens. You know, convex lens with both sides bulged out. And its diameter is 100,000 light years. And its thickness is 20,000 light years at the center. If we start from the center, if light is started from the center, it takes 100,000 years. 100,000 means 1 lakh. 1 lakh light years, not years, light years. Light requires 1 lakh years to reach the surface. Similarly, from the center, if light is started, it takes 20,000 light years to reach the boundary. That is the size of the Milky Way. In the month of July, August, September, these things I have already mentioned. July, August, September, we can see it as a hazy path of light running in the direction of the constellation of Sagittarius. We can see a path on the sky, just like some stream of milk. In the months of July, August, September, and the direction is towards constellation Sagittarius. The name Milky was derived from its appearance like the flow of milk across the sky. All these things I have already mentioned, and this is the galaxy Milky Way that we can see in the sky during a clear sky in the month of July, August, etc. And the actual size of the galaxy is shape of the galaxy is similar to this one. There is a center, somewhat elongated, and at the center there is a black hole, and here there are several arms, spiral arms, and the sun is situated at a certain position. Here almost this much distance, sun is situated from the center, and there are a numerous number of stars in the arms. And the galaxy Milky Way can be considered to be consists of 3 parts: the bulge, the disk, and the halo. The central disk with a bulge, and surrounded to that bulge there is a halo. And we can discuss all these things separately. The bulge is projected outwards. The bulge is the reason why it is considered to be similar to the convex lens. The bulge is projected outwards at the center in the shape of a flat sphere with a diameter 6,000 parseconds. Parsecond is another unit of distance, long distance. In order to measure long distance, we can use light year, and similarly we can use another unit parsecond, and 1 parsecond is equal to 3.26 light years. Another unit usually discussed in the case of astronomy, we are using parsecond. It is expressed as PC. 1 PC is equal to 3.26 light years. It is a measure larger than that of light years, and a height of 1,000 parseconds at the center. The densest part of the bulge is called nucleus. At the center, it is most dense and most bulged, and that part is called the nucleus. That is, there is a disk, and at the center of the disk, it is called nucleus. That is the part where density is maximum. Astronomers believe that there exists a black hole at the center of our galaxy. There is another assumption. And surrounding the nucleus, that is the central disk. The disk is around the nucleus. This part is wider and more flat than the bulge. It is wider than the bulge. It is there is more area to the bulge, and this bulge has a radius of around 15,000 parseconds and a thickness of a few hundred parseconds. All these things we have already mentioned in the terms of light years. The same is explained with parseconds. Stars in the galaxy revolve around the center with different angular velocities. There are different stars. There are big stars. There are small stars. And as I already mentioned, Sun is a mediocre star. It is not too much large or too much small. And there are different stars moving with different velocities based upon their masses and size. The Sun is at a distance of 1000 parseconds from the galactic center. From the center of the nucleus of the Milky Way, or it is called the center of galaxy is called galactic center. Something related with the galaxy is called galactic. And the galactic center, Sun is situated at a distance 1000 parseconds, and it completes a revolution around the center 200 million years. That we know that previously we assumed that Sun is stationary, but Sun is not stationary. It is revolving in a particular orbit in the galaxy Milky Way, and its speed of revolution is it takes 200 million years to complete a circle, an orbital path around the center of the galaxy. Majority of the stars in the disk are young and belong to the category population 1 stars. In this galaxy, that is in the Milky Way, there are more number of population 1 stars. Population 1 stars means those stars which are younger compared to the remaining stars in the universe. And in the Milky Way, majority of the stars are younger stars or the population 1 stars. Here there are some pictures. This is the picture that I have shown earlier, the galaxy Milky Way, and the center black hole, the arms. At 1000 light years distance, the Sun is situated, and the diameter from the two ends of the halo. Here there is halo, and this distance is measured here. This is the Milky Way that we can see in the sky. Just like this, we can see Milky Way. At this end, Earth is here, Sun is here, Earth is here, and the remaining tail of the Milky Way we can see directly. And the second part is halo. We have mentioned about the disk, we have seen about the nucleus, and the remaining part is the halo. Halo is the area, the space or the sphere around the disk of radius 15,000 parseconds, where stars and matter are distributed spatially. There, within the halo, there may be stars, there are some matter, some cloud and all, but distributed non-uniformly. That area is called halo, but there is some gravitational force. It is attracted towards the center, therefore it remains there, the halo remains there in a particular shape, but it is somewhat irregular. Very old stars are generally found in this region. Compared to inner part, compared to the disk and nucleus, some old stars, population 2 stars, belong to the situate at the region halo. Most of the matter in the halo is dark matter. Another speciality of the halo is that there are a lot of space in the halo whose constituent we are ignorant about, and it is called dark matter. In the halo, there are a lot of stars, there are a lot of matter, as well as there are a lot of space or matter which are unknown, and they are called dark matter. Stars in the halo are seen in the clusters known as globular clusters. In the halo, stars are not situated separately as individual stars. They usually belong as a group of stars, and this group of stars are called star clusters. In halo, there are more number of star clusters. And These stars contain only hydrogen and helium. The constituents of the stars in the halo are mainly hydrogen and helium. So the stars are hydrogen stars and helium stars. And some more things regarding the Milky Way. It is estimated that nearly 23% of the matter and 73% of radiation in the universe are hidden from our observations. That I have already mentioned that most of the things in the universe, especially in Milky Way, are unknown to us. That is only 23% we know, and 73% are unknown matter, and they are known as dark matter or the energy. We don't know whether it consists of energy or it consists of matter. Therefore, they are called dark matter or dark energy. And other prominent galaxies to our vicinity are very nearby galaxy or very non-galaxy to our Milky Way is Andromeda Galaxy, the biggest among the local groups of galaxies. And the Triangular Galaxy, the large Magellanic Cloud and the small Magellanic Cloud. And there are a lot of galaxies surrounding our Milky Way which are known somewhat to us, and the most known galaxy near to our galaxy, it is not so near, but it is very big, so we can study more about Andromeda Galaxy. And there are so many other galaxies also. We have a lot of studies regarding these galaxies, and these are all about galaxies. Especially we have studied only regarding the Milky Way as it is our own galaxy. And now we can switch over to the next topic, stellar evolution, how the universe is evolved. And regarding the stellar evolution, we have to first know about a diagram called Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, which is in short called as HR diagram. It is a graphical representation of the absolute magnitude of the stars plotted against a spectral class. There are different spectral classes. Different stars belongs to different spectral classes based on their temperature or based on their color, and the spectral class varies the absolute magnitude. Absolute magnitude is another measure of a star's surface temperature. That is different, not temperature, it is related to the brightness. Different stars are classified according to their brightness. There are brighter stars, there are dimmer stars, and there is absolute brightness is the brightness or luminosity or brightness as we have measured at a certain distance. That is, every star is measured at a certain distance. That distance is 10 parseconds. And if a star's brightness or luminosity is measured from a distance of 10 parseconds, that brightness is called, that luminosity is called, the measure of luminosity is called absolute magnitude. If you are not considering the distance, then it is called apparent magnitude. And the actual magnitude is absolute magnitude. And the variation of absolute magnitude with the spectral class is called HR diagram. It is a very famous diagram. It gives a lot of things regarding, it explains a lot of things regarding the origin and classification of various stars in the universe. Or it is otherwise defined as a plot of some measure of temperature or on horizontal axis and some measure of luminosity, or it is the variation of color with the luminosity, same thing, color and luminosity diagram, or it is the temperature and luminosity diagram, or it is the spectral class and brightness diagram. And in different way we can define the HR diagram, Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. I will show the diagram in the next slide. Okay.